You ain't got to get in there. All you got to do is hit him and then run. That's one of them and run.
People kept asking me, are you coming back? When are you coming back? And I told them, I know when it's ready. I know when I'm ready to come back. And I knew one day that, I wake up and I decide to come back. And if it didn't happen, then I wouldn't come back to boxing.
Errol Spence Jr. is grinding hard. Terence Crawford in his corner, pushing him, sharpening him. Spence is locked in, ready for Tim Tszyu.
He was reacting to everything, like you said. You everything. Yes. That's why I gave so many throwaway questions. I know. That's why.
Errol Spence Jr. is locked in, sharp speed, better timing, working hard in camp, full determination. The fight is close. Terence Crawford tweeted it, "Good seeing you back." He is there, fully behind Spence, and Errol hitting hard, powerful shots on the bag, strong, consistent, unstoppable. The momentum is building. Errol Spence Jr. is confident. "I believe in myself." Camp feels great, pushing hard every day. He is locked in, fully committed, and getting better.
It was just me waking up and deciding to come back. You get, reserved, thoughts about, question yourself, do you want to come back or do you? But, that day was more like, yeah, I want to come back. It was 100%. So, that's what I went with.
Why is training with the running shields?
It's great. I like it. I'm learning in the gym. It's 24/7. Like I'm just learning something. Feel like my brain is working too. Not only just going through the motions and just working on stuff that I've been working on for 10 years, 15 years. Is learning new stuff, and I feel like a kid again in school, just learning new tricks.
Tim Tszyu is talking. No tune-up, big mistake. He believes the timing is tough. This fight will be hard for Spence. Tszyu is confident and ready.
I think Errol made a mistake by picking you in his comeback fight.
Yeah, it's definitely not recommended, to go straight into the firing line. It would have been better to start off slowly, but, on his caliber, he feels like he doesn't need tune-ups, which is fair enough. But yeah, it's going to be fireworks from the opening bell.
Errol Spence says no tune-up needed. "I feel strong." Camp was productive. Work was consistent. He is ready, fully prepared, and confident.
I feel like I don't need a tune-up because, the proof is in the pudding when you're in the gym. You know how you're going to fight once you're in the gym, and when you train and when you're sparring and working out and stuff, you know how you feel. So if I feel good in the training camp and I feel good in sparring, I'm going to feel good in the fight. You know, I'm mentally ready, physically ready. I feel like me and Ronnie Shields have a great game plan. Ronnie Shields been through this numerous of times. So, I mean, we'll be 100% ready for anything that, you know, he could bring to the table.
Errol Spence is in Philly, grinding, sharpening his skills, staying focused. This showdown with Tim Tszyu is serious. He is ready.
Telling you is this, Earl. You can listen to me or not. I remember we had a chance to buy up the Metropolis, the Dallas Metropolis, when you was on top of the world. You said, call me. I called you. Nothing happened. But that's besides the point. I know you got a lot of money. I know you got your farm, your, what they call it? You probably got a zoo by now, right? But here's the reality of this thing. If you fight Tim Tszyu for $2 to $3 million, listen to what I'm saying. This is what Vegas is telling me. If you fight Tim Tszyu and have to go to Australia, you've destroyed your brand. Literally destroyed your brand. Why did you destroy your brand? Because they need to come to Dallas to fight you so you get all the money. Do you understand? You got to rebuild yourself. You don't go chasing dollars when you can spend the next 3 or 4 years building your brand.
Andre Rozier is emotional. Errol, please step away. A serious plea, straight from the heart. Will Spence listen?
Time for him to let boxing go. That's my opinion. I don't want to see him get in the ring and at a higher weight and it's been so long and the ring rust and the accident, the injury. I think he should stay on his ranch, enjoy what he has gotten, be a cowboy cattleman and call it.
He is worried, deeply concerned. Your health, your future, it matters. Years of punishment, the damage is real. Is it time for Spence to stop?
Just saying from the perspective of an individual, an athlete that has gone through so many trials and tribulations, I think at this point in time, it's not going to help him. If he wants to get a win and then call it a day, I could co-sign to that. But for him to think he's going to relaunch his career, especially at 54, I think that's not a good idea.
Porter Weight Podcast is breaking it down. Spence mixing punches, light shots, sharp body work, powerful hooks. But Crawford made him look bad. Now Tim Tszyu looks sharper, more active. Still, Spence is bigger at 154 pounds, and that could change everything.
Curious about in the Spence fight, from what I've seen from each of their last fights, Spence 3 years ago against Terence, and again, it's against Terence Crawford. He'll make you not look good. He'll make you not quite look like what you are. But I still think Tszyu is a little sharper punch for punch. The sharp punches he would put together off his combinations, they still look sharper than Errol. But the interesting thing is, Errol Spence, I think, is bigger than him. Even though he's never officially fought at 154, I think Errol's a bigger man than him once he gets up to 54. And the main problem for Tim Tszyu against Errol is going to be that jab. What does he do against that busy, constant jab?
You're talking about Errol with
on Errol's
jab,
side.
right?
Yeah, Errol just keeping that jab in his face. I mean, when Bomac prepared for Terence, he said that's the number one thing we got to take away from him. He fights off his jab. He gets confidence off he builds off his jab. He dominates you off the jab. So take the jab away and we got the fight won.
Right.
Tim Tszyu is not Terence Crawford. So I don't know how he deals with that.
Spence's jab, unstoppable. The key to everything. But can Tszyu handle that pressure? Crawford shut it down before. Still, Tszyu's balance and fundamentals are sharp. He is dangerous. Trainer Robert Garcia is worried. Spence has been out too long, and now a new trainer? More questions. Both fighters are strong, but this matchup is full of mystery.
Errol won't have anything left by the time they do make that fight. And I still saw from Tszyu, he looks sharper to me. And he's been more active. Did
you say Robert Garcia said that?
Yeah, that he doesn't think that Errol's gonna have anything left.
Did he expound on what he meant by that?
Just he hasn't fought in 3 years. He didn't look good in that fight against Terence Crawford. Even when I go back and again, it's Terence Crawford, but he got off balance a lot. And Tszyu still has a good, solid foundation to his legs. When he punches, he doesn't get off balance with his shots.
Does the weight and the new trainer does that factor in at all?
For Errol?
Yeah.
with what is he with Ronnie Shields now?
Yeah,
maybe.
And he's 54.
I think the weight's going to be good for him. I think he's
Right.
going to be the bigger man. But
And he with a different trainer.
so what do you think, Rod?
I just think we don't have enough evidence to really,
Go off of, right?
Yeah.
Greg Hackett says this fight is compelling, perfectly matched. Spence has been through it. Injuries, the Crawford loss, tough times. But that time away, it may have helped him recover, body and mind. Hackett loves Spence's mindset. Focused, determined, and back with purpose.
He's coming back against Tim Tszyu. How you feeling about that?
I think it's a perfect matchup. I think perfect matchup because both of them have been through their fair share of, wars and things like that. Errol Spence with the accidents, Errol Spence with the Bud Crawford fight. But I feel like he took enough time off where he could get healthy and get in his bag. You know what I mean? And I think before anything, the attitude matters. Your mindset matters. And the attitude and mindset that he's in right now, I love it. I love that mindset.
It's been almost 3 years, Jay.
Yeah.
As a trainer, as a fighter, what are you expecting?
Honestly, I don't know what to expect as far as his eyes.
But Hackett is not sure, hasn't seen Spence spar recently. Still, Spence's intensity towards Tszyu, that says everything. Tszyu sees opportunity, but Hackett warns both fighters have shown weakness before. Now Spence is with Ronnie Shields, new trainer, more movement, sharper jab. Ultimately, it comes down to ring intelligence, timing, and who executes on fight night.
He's trying to pump gas, that's all. Errol Spence knows exactly what it is. He knows exactly what I'm just glad he took a little break afterwards. He needed the break, to be honest.
Now, he's not with Derrick James no more. He's with Ronnie Shields.
Yeah.
And as a trainer, what would you be trying to add? What would be your focus, your goal heading into that fight?
Same mentality, but I think I think we're gonna see Earl work behind his jab a little bit more with the movement. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna see Earl working, but more movement. Not movement like a boxer, but just he's still being a predator, but he just making sure he moves side to side or move his head or take a step back with his hands up. Just to give you the space enough for you to do what you gotta do, but not do any damage to him, and then him enough space for him to be able to get right back.
Sean Porter says the fire is still there. Spence is fearless, fighting in hostile territory, no tune-up, straight into danger. This is who he is. Long layoff, tough loss to Crawford, none of that matters. Porter sees a motivated Spence, hungry, determined, ready to prove himself again.
Errol Spence Jr. coming back after a 3-year layoff. What's the thought process on that?
Coming back in Errol Spence form. Who else is coming back against someone who was just elite? We know that he's, Tszyu is taking his steps back, after the terror that he had in 23, 24, going into 2025. He was on a literal terror. But Errol Spence going overseas, going under the equator, the down under, hostile territory, and the list goes on. And as you heard what Errol said, I did this, I've done this as a pro, Sheffield, England. I did this as an amateur, Russia and Azerbaijan, a couple other countries, and my dad actually was in those countries with him.
I was about to say your dad was with him.
Yeah. But Tszyu is no joke, coming off intense battles, and he can hurt you. Still, Porter believes Spence's mentality and experience make this dangerous for both men. And Porter's prediction? This fight will not go the distance. The power, the pride, the intensity, this ends early and dramatically.
I think that, we heard him saying he might wake up one day and want to come back. I imagine that before this fight actually was made, he had woken up a lot of days and wanted to come back, and it just took some time for this thing to play out, right? But it's got his fingerprint on it, his fingerprint being, like he said, I don't believe in ring rust, nor did I. He says, I don't believe in tune-up fights, nor did I. Like, he's saying all the things that he's always said and done his entire career. So in 2025, after a three-year layoff, it'll be when they fight, and we know what that last fight was like, and the amount of embarrassment I'm sure he took, and the list kind of goes on from there in terms of the criticisms and stuff like that. For him to come back now and it's this guy over there and all that kind of stuff, was like,
Bernie the boxer keeps it real. This fight is no tune-up. Tszyu is active, a former world champion. This is serious. And Spence, nearly 3 years away. That is not just about boxing fitness. It is about life, growth, personal battles. Since 2012, the pressure, the negotiations, the grind, it adds up. But Bernie sees a Spence that looks good, physically, mentally, and ready to perform.
Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu.
Yeah,
Oh, tell me, what do you think about it?
a good fight. It ain't a tune-up, but it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a good little fight for him. Man been out 3 years. Tim Tszyu been active, former world champion. He ain't going to get nobody we don't know. I can't do nothing but salute him, take my hat off for him, and see how he go to work. I think he gonna be fine. He looked like he's in good shape. He ain't look all out of shape. He looked like, he looked good. He looked mentally all there. And I mean, shit, them little 3 years, like I said, I told him as soon as it happened, I said, okay, he had other stuff going on, other stuff going on. That was a 5-year accumulation, a lot of stuff he did going through the rigmaroles with Bud, trying to figure out if they was gonna fight and building up his reputation and all this stuff. That was
Trash talk? Bernie says relax, it's just mind games. Both men are professionals, it's part of the sport. Now the weight, 158-pound catch weight. Bernie says that helps Spence, closer to middleweight, more flexibility. And Tszyu is already there, so this feels natural. Bottom line, Bernie calls this a legit test. Spence proving he can return at the top. Tszyu proving he can handle an elite champion coming back hungry.
That was a lot, so 3 years off, he come in contact with life too. He come in contact with life too. It ain't just about us and what we want to do and what we want to see. He got a life. He in there, so he did right, and I'm glad to see him come back.
Did you see if there's like a viral clip of him, Tim Tszyu trying to shake his hand, and he's like, nah, I'm not shaking your hand. I've been hearing you talking about you're gonna retire me and all that. Did you see the clip?
No, I didn't see that. When they was in the hallway?
Yeah.
Don't pull it up, Neil. It's good. They was in the hallway?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what Tim Tszyu supposed to say. So I don't understand why everybody getting upset by stuff they supposed to say.
Stay connected. Until next time.